1-2 to Clemens. Clemens to right field. Texas could be playing for the Big 12 title tomorrow. Tomorrow has arrived, and Texas is indeed playing for the Big 12 championship. Looking for the three-game sweep against TCU. When they win, the Longhorns can secure at least a piece of the Big 12 title. Final day of the Big 12 regular season doesn't get much better than this, with two teams tied atop the standings. And you got a scoreboard watch on a day like this, because if Texas Tech beats Oklahoma State, and they currently are on the top of the fifth, and Texas wins this game, then it is an outright Big 12 championship for the Texas Longhorns. Have not won a title since 2011. With that, hello and welcome to the Dish. Lo Galindo here with Keith Moreland and Greg Swindell. And this moment is not possible without that moment created by Cody Clemens with that walk-off last night. But that hidden gem to set it all up was from Duke Ellis.
Well, there's so many different things you have as a baseball team. You got to find a way to get your big guys to the plate. And Duke Ellis did exactly that. Tough left-hander, hits the ball well on the line, but you can see right there, he can smell that base hit. And it just put him in great position, and that allows you to get your guy to the plate that's been the hero all year long to get a 1-2 breaking ball the inside of the ballpark, and Texas has a walk-off win. What does that do for you? All of that puts together because today you can play for a title, and it's been a while since this team played for a title.
Yeah, it's been a while for Texas baseball, since 2011 when they tied Texas A&M for the Big 12 title, and it's been a while for baseball, basketball, and football. For basketball, 2007 and 2008, they shared the title with Kansas. In football, we all remember Hunter Lawrence's field goal to beat Nebraska. So it's been a while for the titles on the campus, and today Texas with a real good opportunity to break that streak.
And first time for one of the major men's sports to even play for a Big 12 title since 2013 when Texas football went up against Baylor. Welcome back. Jim Schlossnagle missed his first game ever in his 28-year coaching career to be at his son's graduation last night. He told us he was paying attention at the graduation in between watching the game on his phone.
Well, there's no doubt. He's trying to see what's going on. They still have aspirations to try to get into the NCAA. This is a team that's gone to the College World Series 4 years in a row. And you look at the lineup, obviously, Balta and Watson, for me, Greg, those are the guys that have made this team go. Yes, there's no Luke and Baker in this lineup. You see names that are gone out of this lineup.
Yeah, Balta and Watson, they've had a good series, a good 2 games against Texas. Also, that leadoff hitter, Colby Bolware, is still looking to break out in this series, keep him off the base. The guy trying to do that will be the sophomore from Fort Worth, Blair Henley. He's had his struggles a little bit lately. It's more of command and control. The numbers making this 14th start, made every start this year. There's 25 walks in the 70 innings. It's a little scouting report on Blair today. Zeros early. Gave up 3 yesterday. You want to get a clean, quick outs early on and stay aggressive. Stay aggressive, but when I mean that, I mean stay aggressive down in the zone. Trust everything. Today's a big day for this baseball team.
Henley has allowed 4 earned runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. TCU was able to jump out to a quick 3-0 lead in the first inning of yesterday's Game 2. That was Chase Shugart on the hill, but he was able to get out and started to cruise from there. It is a scorcher. 91 degrees, feels like 100 on the field, and the wind blowing out to left. Kobe Bolware to center. Tate Shaw is there, and there is one quick out. How does that weather, the heat, the wind, affect how this plays today?
First of all, for me, I love to play when it's hot. So hitters,
I liked it too.
You know, hitters, the heat comes off the turf, the ball carries better, you got the wind blowing out. You know, baseball is supposed to be played in this type of weather. Now, the one thing you got to do is make sure you hydrate when you're on the field. I think it affects the pitcher more than anything else.
Watson rolls over.
Well, that was the key in my scouting report there, the quick outs with the temperature and the heat. Get your team off the field. Get those quick outs, get them in that shade, and get hydrated.
That's going to bring up A.J. Balta. grad transfer from Oregon. He's the de facto #3 hitter. With the injuries that TCU has had, especially to Luke and Baker. 5 hits in the series so far, the only Horned Frog with more than 2 against this Texas staff. That misses low and away, ball 1.
One of the things, guys, if you're Coach Pierce, you're talking about relaxing. Obviously, there's so much on the line to have a title and say you're a part of a title team, but you can't play baseball when you're tied up inside. You can't try, as Coach Garrido said. You just can't try to play.
There's no
if
trying in baseball.
You start forcing it, you're not going to have success. You got to allow the game to happen.
This team was loose in warm-ups pre-game. And another positive development for Texas, as the Red Raiders have just added a couple of more. They now lead 7-3 against Oklahoma State. Again, with the Texas Tech win over Oklahoma State and a Texas win here in Game 3, the Longhorns will be the outright Big 12 champs. They will share the Big 12 lead if they have the same result as Oklahoma State. If both win or both lose. And courtesy of the series win against Oklahoma State, will take the #1 seed into the Big 12 championship in Oklahoma City next week. Top 5, 7-3, Tech. Full count delivery from Henley. And rocket right back as Balta stays alive. TCU has really been forced to try to scratch out the runs in every way possible. And getting guys on and moving them around has been something that really has helped them create some of that havoc, as this one just misses to put Balta on.
Yeah, Jim Garman is known for having a very small zone. It is a hitter's zone today. He's consistent, it's just small.
It's going to bring up Michael Landestoy.
The last foul ball up into the suites up here. Almost got our good buddy Andre Robertson sitting over there.
He had good hands.
Strike 1 fired in from Henley. Balta's off, and he's in. Stolen base, number 14 for A.J. Balta.
Have a good pitch to throw on right there. DJ had to reach out, get it. Balta had a good jump.
Haven't had a lot of opportunities to get guys in motion simply because TCU has struggled offensively this year. They've struggled simply getting guys on. But when they have those situations, they have been aggressive this year, as is Jim Schlossnagel's program is known to do. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2.
That's a good bender.
That was a real good slider. Tight cutter-ish right there. We got that pitch clock working, but it really doesn't need to be on with runners on. That's what the signal was there from Garmin to Blair Henley.
And down on strikes. Potentially does not get the tag, but it goes over to McKenzie at first base. And TCU puts one on, but nothing to show for it. It has been an incredible turnaround for this Texas offense, especially when you compare this year's production to what they had a year ago. Sean Allen, David Pierce, Philip Miller, they've done a fantastic job with this Texas offense, and the top 3 has been really good in the second half of the year. Make that the top 4 with Hamilton, Ellis, Clemens, and Zubia.
Well, one of the things that when you look at the lineup, obviously you've got Ryan Reynolds today, will be hitting right-handed. The bottom part of this lineup, though, to make that move and to make the next steps, you're going to need some production from other than just those top 4. There's no doubt about that. So that's the key to me is how can those 5, 6, 7 guys plug in offensively?
Hibbler has driven in 3 through 2 games thus far.
Halen Green, sophomore lefty for the Frogs, having a good year. Just his 4th start. He has appeared in 14 games, 36 2/3 innings, only 21 hits. Lefties and righties bat about the same, about 170 off of him. Tough to pick up. Doesn't walk many.
Got a good whip, out of 1.03 whip. So he's not giving up many base runners per inning.
Interesting point that Schlossnagel made to us before the start of this game, that they feel like they've got to win the Big 12 tournament to get in. So they now have to approach this game to keep their staff as fresh as possible to go the distance next week in Oklahoma City.
I don't think anybody will go over 40 pitches in this ball game for the Horned Frogs.
David Hamilton to lead off. Connor Shepard over at third, respecting the bunting ability and the wheels of David Hamilton, just under 300. 5 home runs, 32 driven in. A rip to right. It's down, big turn from Hamilton. He'll at least give it a look, and it's a leadoff single.
Lefty-lefty matchups are negated when you leave the ball up in the zone.
Hit his whip right there. David stays right with this one. David saw where it was headed towards the gap in a way. He got out of the box quick. Bolter got over there in a hurry.
Ellis drops it, but foul. Texas has not attempted to steal a base thus far in the series. They got the 2 fastest guys up on first base, David Hamilton and Duke Ellis, who we showed you off the top of the broadcast, had the 2nd most important play of the game outside the Cody Clemens walk-off.
Ellis also tripled in front of the 2-run homer that tied it in the 5th.
Yeah.
So he had a big ball game.
Laced it over the head of Johnny Reiser out in center field, who was playing very shallow. He has not since played that shallow against Ellis. There goes Hamilton, and it's fouled back.
With Ellis's speed, Zeke, you really don't have to worry about running to stay out of the double play because it's going to be very difficult to double him up.
We saw that last night in the 9th inning. Seen it all year. David trying to get a stolen base right.
Ellis went into yesterday's game the 3rd best batting average in the conference in Big 12 games. Big reason why. Starting to get a little more pop. Coach Pierce says unbelievable eye-hand coordination. So good that even when he doesn't have a perfect swing, he's able to put the barrel on the ball. And then again, you can't forget about the speed. It does not necessarily have to hit it hard. And this slow turf actually comes into play and helps Ellis.
It does.
You have to come get the ball on this infield. You can't lay back.
Hamilton, understandably, getting a lot of attention. Leads the Big 12 with 27 stolen bags, 27 to 34 on the year. Colton Parrish behind the plate for TCU. Hit and run is on, and this is going to be tough at first base. It does the job. Hamilton moves into scoring position. And with that 0-2 scenario, Ellis simply puts it in play. And that's going to bring up Cody Clemens.
You even saw in that play right there, Bullware came and got rid of that ball quick.
Had to.
Went deep twice in game 2 and almost had a third home run. A BB off the top of the wall in left center field. And it was a lefty-lefty matchup like this in which Clemens had that walk-off, as TCU went to Augie Milbauer in place of Sean Weimer, who was absolutely filthy leading up. To the jet stream in left center. And it's gone! Cody delivers again!
Can you say locked in?
Yeah. I just, without trying to look at it, I just looked at it and said, unbelievable. That is being locked in. He got it up in the jet stream, got it on the barrel of the bat. It's almost like you can't pitch to him right now. I mean, if you're the opponent, you got to think about putting him on. 19th on the year.
I was just kidding the other day when I said he might not catch Kyle Russell at 28, but he's on the pace to.
That's the most since Russell had 19 in 2008. Last 4 times up for Cody Clemens, 3 home runs. I mean, it's not just being locked in, it's being locked in at the most important part of the season and of his career.
Well, that's when you talk about MVPs of the Big 12. I mean, you can look at Jung and Little at Tech. They're doing the same thing, but this guy lately, when it's down the stretch in the run, it's been unbelievable.
The fences have moved in. This is still not a hitter's park. Zubia looking at 1-1. I mean, All-American type year for Cody Clemens.
Yeah, definitely.
Semi-finalist for the Dick Hauser Award as well. It's a long list that will be whittled down, but you gotta believe that Cody Clemens has a strong argument to be a finalist for those awards, like the Golden Spikes and the Dick Hauser.
It's a good little pitch right there. 3-1, 91 on the inner half.
And Zubia drawing the walk. Let's go back to the massive shot from Clemens.
The ball's away from him. He lets the ball get pretty deep on him. He gets it on the barrel.
That's it. He hit that right in the center of the barrel.
Yeah. And then let the wind push it.
Scoreboard power. There's Mason Hibbler. He was the hero of game 1, drove in 2, including a solo home run as Texas got the game 1 win, 3-2. And that hits him in the box. Is it a different dynamic having Zubia's production behind Cody Clemens in the lineup now and his emergence?
Well, you have to have more than one guy swinging the bat. I mean, right now, Cody is doing a lot of it on his own, but you know, the production of the top part of the order, you opened the broadcast with it, Lowell, has been really good. But this is the part of the order, you want to make a deep run into the postseason, you have to have some balance in your lineup.
Yeah, you got the guys at the front now. You got David and Duke doing their job. Now you got to get 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9.
1-1 to Hibbler.
Good hit and run pitch right here, even though Zach's not a guy that runs very often.
So how big is that 2-run home run by Cody Clemens? Well, consider this. Longhorns 22-3 on the year when scoring first. That's setting yourself up for success. 3-1 from Green. Fouled out of play. 22-3. What does that tell you, Zeke?
It tells me that you're jumping ahead early and winning those ball games. No, I mean, it's great. That's what you want to do. You want to get out in front early. I mean, and take 22-3 when they score first, and they have 17 come from behind wins.
Zubia in motion. Shepard looking for it. Makes the catch in foul territory, and Zubia retreats.
So they do it on both ends. When they're behind, they're coming back.
They win 88% of those games. That's what it tells me. You score first, you win 88% of every game that you play if you score first.
You guys are getting deep into this.
I'm just simplifying it. It means they win a lot.
Yep.
Zonk went percentages on us.
Well, every baseball player, every hitter knows exactly what the division, what a batting average is up, just like you know how to figure earned runs.
Ryan Reynolds with the pitching wedge to center field. Johnny Reiser there. Damage done, though. Cody Clemens, scoreboard. Literally and figuratively. It's 2-0 Longhorns with the Big 12 title on the line. Biggest regular season home game in Austin since 2011 when Texas was playing A&M for the Big 12 title. Texas up on TCU 2-0 courtesy of the 2-run home run by Cody Clemens. This is why this is such a huge day, because Texas Tech is in action against Oklahoma State. Cowboys the co-leader in the Big 12. Red Raiders with a 7-3 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. However, Oklahoma State does have 2 on and no outs. If Texas Tech can win this game, as Clemens records the out off the bat of Johnny Reiser. So if Tech can win that game against Oklahoma State and Texas wins this game, the Longhorns are outright Big 12 champs.
That's what you want. You want to be outright. Number one, alone. If things don't work out like you want them to, you share it with someone. You still win the tiebreaker, and you're the first seed in the tournament.
The standings now, if you start looking at the brackets, is something we can look at as the day goes on in the Big 12 tournament.
Connor Wanhanen.
Baylor has locked in the 5th position. So if you are the number 1 seed, you know Baylor's in your side of the bracket. OU at this point pretty much locked in to be the 4 seed. So you got Texas, OU, Baylor, and then it's up to whether Kansas or West Virginia what happens in today's games. Who will be the 8th seed?
And a 4-pitch walk to Wanhanen. Second walk issued by Kinley this afternoon. I mean, just for Texas in year 2 under David Pierce to be in this situation is remarkable, considering the recent run that they have had in the Big 12. Last season, 6th. 2016, tied for 6th. 2015, 5th. 2014, 5th. 2013, 9th. That's last in the Big 12. Did not make the Big 12 tournament. And now 5 straight balls as it's 1-0 to Adam Oviedo. Another great crowd here at the Dish. On a beautiful yet hot Saturday in Austin.
I think we might be more today.
Yeah, we had the largest crowd of the season last night.
Yep, I think we're going to top that today.
Do we count Occupy Left Field?
Yes. 95%
in the official?
95% of them are season ticket holders. They're counting.
Check swing. Did not go. believe that's a swing. 2-1 to Oviedo. Runner goes. The throw from Petrinsky on the money. Got him.
That was just a perfect throw from DJ Petrinsky.
He had the jump, Zeke, like it was hit and run. Oviedo did not pull the trigger.
Look at this throw. Didn't even have to move the glove.
And a late swing by Oviedo. Down on strikes. Petrinsky doing his job. Henley as well. 2-0 Texas.
CashNet US.
And those were just some of the looks from the fans here in the season high attendance last night as they watched Cody Clemens leave the dish for what was his 18th home run of the year and a walk-off win, the third walk-off home run for the Texas Longhorns this season. Austin Todd with one early in the year, David Hamilton against Texas State in the latest last night. He has tacked on another one, now 19 home runs on the year. Halen Green back out for his second inning of work, 21 pitches in the first. He will face Petrinsky to lead off to center field. Reiser is on it. First pitch and one out. And you know, going back to the crowd, there's so much talk on campus on how you expand and heighten the game day atmosphere. Basically, how do you get more people in the building? I think we've found out in this series the best way to do that,
I can tell you,
is having a winning product.
win.
Yeah,
Right.
play for something.
What's that sign down there in the dugout say?
Yeah, the world treats winners a lot differently than losers. As only the late, great Augie could put it. Shaw to right and foul. And this team is playing for something. I mean, something more than just the Big 12 title. Augie always used to say that to be at your best, you gotta play for someone besides yourself. There has to be more motivation beyond you. And this team, this season, they are playing for a guy that was a former coach and mentor to a lot of the players still on this Texas roster. One of the all-time greats in coaching the game and coaching life as well. And if you want to go and look for a turning point this season, go back to game number 1 in the Kansas series. It's the first game following the death of Coach Garrido. And Texas comes out with a season-high 14 runs. They put up 16 hits, matching Augie's jersey number. And since that moment, this has been a very, very good offensive team. Lifted to left center. Watson wants it, he's got it, and drops it, but it was on the exchange. 2 down.
Scary feeling as an outfielder. You hit it in your glove, you know you got it, and you go up to go get it, you open your glove too soon and it falls to the ground. He secured it.
Saw that one time in my 17 years where a guy went in to take it out of his glove and dropped it, and they called him safe.
Wow.
Because he didn't bring it out cleanly.
Big-time college grad Jake McKenzie now stepping to the plate. Graduated last night. course, did not walk with his graduating class, and a ball game to play.
His walk was a little different. Jake's last night walked off the field after a double.
And this is a Texas team that leads the nation in double plays. Cody Clemens, Ryan Reynolds, David Hamilton, they get most of the attention when it comes to that stat, but do not overlook McKenzie's glove at first base.
Well, it was a position that was unsettled early in the year.
Yeah, Petrinsky was over there.
Ibler's been over there.
Trying to get a little more offense into the lineup before this team really started to get it rolling. And once they did, it allowed them to stick with McKenzie, even though he hasn't been hitting all that well this season, over at first base. But he's done the little things well. When it comes to moving runners, dropping bunts, McKenzie has done that well. 2-2, 2 outs. Delivery from Green. And the count is now full. Speaking of full, bases loaded for Oklahoma State, down by 4, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And Colin Simpson at the plate. That game could change in a hurry. Drilled to left field. Off the wall. McKenzie just misses the home run, but in with the 2-out double.
That might have been less than a foot for going out right down the line.
That's a good at-bat work to a full count. And this is as close as you can get to not getting one out of the park.
Oh, man. It got there in a hurry.
It's a little more air underneath it and it's out.
5 of 13 over the last 5 games for Jake McKenzie. And turns it over to the top of the lineup, David Hamilton. He led off the bottom of the 1st with a lace shot to right. Looking at strike 1 from Halen Green. To left. Watson finds it. Put a good charge into it. But we stay at 2-0 Texas at the end of 2. Jake McKenzie, the petroleum engineering major, graduated yesterday, has his job lined up, ready to go in San Antonio once his run here with Texas baseball is done. And you're calling for the back-to-back Sean Braswell academic MVP, right?
Yeah, he graduated with a 3.98 in petroleum engineering. I think that might get it done.
How do you make a B in that one class?
Well, according to Nolan Kingham, though, according to Nolan Kingham, he could have a little competition from Nolan himself.
Well, Nolan's proud of his.
But not quite
No.
on that
Set
same
your
level.
goals at a certain number, and if you achieve those goals, you're proud of them.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Know yourself.
Mine was 2.0, and I was proud of it.
Know yourself.
Stay within yourself.
What was a quote from Augie's memorial about getting D's and F's that his dad used to say? I think D is darn good and F is just fine. To center field. Back goes Shaw, and that leaves in a hurry. Connor Shepard with the response. His 7th of the year. It's 2-1.
He hit that ball good, but that wind, those flags are really whipping out there in center field, and he put it right in the jet stream. But you fall behind in the count. 2-0 pitch. Went down and got this one zone.
Got it on the barrel and got up. Or tell you that everything going just left to the monster in center is going to get great carry today. Hitter's day.
And that is from the 8-hole hitter.
Well, we've seen 2 left-handed hitters go oppo.
And here is Colton Parrish from Livonia. And that misses low.
DJ's strolling out there going, come on, man.
God, it's a hot day. Little ammonia towel. Let's go get him.
And it's 3-0. And Parrish walks, so not an ideal start to the top of the 3rd. As Hindley serves up a home run to the number 8 hitter and then walks the number 9 hitter. And Phil Hay comes out for a visit. It is still 7-3 Texas Tech, now on the top of the 6th, as Oklahoma State was not able to come through with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So another reminder that if Texas Tech wins that game and Texas can hold off TCU, the Longhorns will be the outright Big 12 champs. If both Texas and TCU, both Texas and Oklahoma State have the same result today, they will share the Big 12 title, but the Longhorns will get the top seed in the tournament courtesy of the head-to-head edge with that series win against the Cowboys here in Austin earlier this year. Top of the lineup is Kobe Boulware. Flew out to center his first time up. And Hindley really struggling with that command now. What are you seeing, Zeke?
I'm sitting here just racking my brain over it. It looks just like he's going through the motions out there. He just can't find the release point right now. Well, you start to do that, it gets mental.
And a rarity, we're seeing a little more outward body language, negative body language from Hindley, when typically he's pretty collected.
Right. Cameron Fields getting hot down there in the pen. He just can't find the release point. It's 5th straight first pitch ball he's thrown. Gets a strike right there.
Double play ball. Hamilton, Clemens, McKenzie, got it. They lead the nation in doing just that.
You might give up a big fly every once in a while, but to get the ball over the plate, a lot of ways to get outs. Gets this one over to the leadoff hitter. Just a nice little easy turn for those 2 out there.
Josh Watson's turn with 2 outs. 6 straight with first pitch balls. And it's 2-0 to Watson. Not even close from Hindley. And something is just not right with Hindley right now. 4-pitch walk.
4th walk issued, Lowell, in the ball game so far.
Phil Haig on the phone telling him, let's go, let's get hot.
Three strikes
on a day like today,
12 balls this inning for Hindley.
Greg, you threw right before the game 45 minutes ago. It's 100 degrees on the field. It won't take Fields long to get ready.
Should not at all.
Balta has been the toughest out for TCU in the series. He's got a 2-out opportunity. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Best pitch of the day.
Good little bender right there from Blair. Balta thinking he's got to come in with a fastball here. Got to come in for a strike sometime. Fooled him with the breaking ball.
Misses to make it 1 ball, 1 strike. Now it's to 42 pitches for Henley. Inside, ball 2.
Jim Garman has a small zone.
So then you make the pitch, you don't get the call. You can't get frustrated. You know you made that pitch, you can make another one just as good.
And it's 3-1.
How big is the double play though?
Yeah. How long have you let him go, Zeke?
I don't let him go anymore. That's 5 walks, really uncharacteristic of Blair Henley. Just can't find it right now. He's thrown 20 pitches this inning, 4 strikes, 16 balls.
Key to that, they've only given up 1.
Yep. You get 1 swing and you get a 4.
A runner on first and second for Michael Landestoy, who struck out to end the first. First pitch breaking ball aimed for strike 1. Landestoy hitless in the series. Great time for him to break out. Just what a difference it makes for this TCU lineup not having Luke and Baker.
Oh, why are you taking All-American?
Yeah, I mean, you would have just either faced him in the 3 spot where Balta is, or you'd be facing him right now. Landestoy fooled on that one, and Henley a strike away.
Hung on the inner half. Got him first time with that slider away. I'll look for him to go back to that one right here.
Runners going. And Henley gets the punch out. It was not pretty. By no stretch, a home run, 3 walks, but only 1 for the Horned Frogs.
Welcome back to Omaha. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do this.
That one is gonna go. A grand slam. And it's caught.
Oh, no way.
That's filthy. They'll come home with it. Boom! And they dogpile and the mound.
Will the road to Omaha traverse through Austin, Texas? As of
next
now,
Sunday night.
Hey, Texas is in a really good position to host a regional. It's hard to imagine a scenario that Texas does not host if they take this series in a sweep and get a share of that Big 12 title.
Yeah, any type of title. I mean, obviously, if they win it outright, yes. And I think if they share, yes.
agree.
Most definitely.
I can't find a scenario where the first or second place team in the Big 12 are not a host.
And the top two are locked in. It is Texas and Oklahoma State. None of those teams can slip below 2.
Yeah. Their overall record,
7 over, 8 over.
I think they were 29-21 and 1.
What a grab right there. See your man sitting above it. Oh, ricochet off quick, do one-handed.
Well, it's interesting with Oklahoma State when you look at their numbers, stat-wise, they're very low in the Big 12 in pitching and hitting. But we all know, as Ellis goes down looking, the only stat that truly matters, wins and losses. And in that department, it's a pretty solid resume, especially in Big 12 play. Cody Clemens, last 4 times up. He's left the yard 3 times.
Is he going to bunt? They're shifting him again.
Uh-oh. He tried that last night. And a roll over to first. 2 down. So this is one of those moments in the game. Texas had that early shot of adrenaline with Clemens and the home run. TCU got the home run to respond. There's a little bit of a lull in the game right now.
Well, a little bit of a lull. If you're Zach Zubia, I'm looking for one ball I can get up in that jet stream.
I want to change it right here.
I'm looking for something I can extend on.
Shepard charges. And a 3-up, 3-down, 6-pitch inning for Halen Green. We ain't done by any stretch of the imagination. Beautiful day at the Dish. It is hot, though. So is the competition for the top spot in the Big 12. Last day of the regular season, and Texas and Oklahoma State tied at 16-7 as Texas has won 2 against TCU. Oklahoma State has dropped the first 2 against Texas Tech, and they're in position to get swept. Is in the top of the 7th in Stillwater. Red Raiders lead 7-3. That is a really good sign for Texas, but you can only scoreboard watch for so long. You ultimately have to take care of your own business. As Henley comes back here in the top of the 4th, he was erratic in the 3rd, walked 3, allowed a solo home run. A much better start here to Johnny Reiser.
Well, the cool thing about it, the Tech Oklahoma State game is about an hour ahead of us. They started somewhere around 1 o'clock.
Yep.
So an hour and a half ahead of us. So Texas should be in a scenario where they know what they have to do when they get to the last third of the ball game. I mean,
do you want the team knowing in a situation like that?
Absolutely. If Oklahoma State comes back and they win the game, I want my guys to know for us to have a share of this thing, we got to win this thing.
Now, what if it's the other way around? Tech wins, and you're playing for the outright.
Well, it's not as much pressure. Usually what happens, what did Coach Garrido talk about? You can stop trying and have some fun. You've already got a share of the title, and all of a sudden good things happen.
Do you like the body language that you saw when you showed up today from the guys?
Well, I think I think for the last month, this is a team that has been loose and ready to go.
That's a big turnaround there for Henley.
Well, it's a huge inning. After struggling last inning, only giving up the 1 on the home run. Come back this inning, those strikes. Don't walk, guys. You stay out there and get yourself out of the ball game and put TCU back in it.
And ball 1 to Connor Von Hanen.
College pitchers are used to, Greg, throwing, most of them that are starters, pitching every 7 days. Well, all of a sudden this next week, things a little different. That's why all these games have been moved ahead in the conference to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for the last conference series, because all these teams will turn around on Wednesday. There'll be 4 ball games in Oklahoma City. 8 teams will be playing.
There's a comeback strike to make it 3-1. Up the middle, Hamilton with the range. McKenzie the stretch, no. Back foot apparently came off the bat.
Just couldn't reach out there far enough. Got the ball from the throw from David. It brings him off. He tries to get back right at the end and just can't make it back.
Good call. That is scored as an E6. Back-to-back games with throwing errors from David Hamilton. One yesterday led to 2 runs. The bunt is popped up. Reynolds with the dive. He traps it. Will go to first and just gets the out. And heads up as DJ Petrinsky then moved down to third base with no one covering.
But folks, this is just outstanding. How do you get an out there? The out had a chance at second base because you got the runner not sure he can get there in the air, but from his knees, able to get the guy on a drag bunt when you dive at it. That's incredible play.
There can't be too many better left sides defensively than Hamilton and Reynolds.
That was spectacular.
I understand trying to get the double play right there by diving for it. Also, if you lay back, you can get that on one hop, throw it to first, and then go to second.
Yeah.
A lot of ways to do it, but great effort by Ryan Reynolds.
Shepard did not go. Be careful here. Tread lightly with Shepard. He took that solo shot to left center field to make it a 1-run game. And it's 2-1.
Don't give in here.
Fouled back out of play. 2-2. Horned Frogs 2 for 20 in the series with runners in scoring position. 0 for their last 15. And in 2 lower scoring games is a huge factor. Has been a struggle offensively for TCU this season. 2-2. And the count runs full. But a game like this gives TCU the best shot. A low-scoring game. They're not built to keep up with an offensive onslaught like we're seeing in Stillwater this afternoon. To left field. That will drop. Here comes Ron Hanen. He will tie the game up at 2. Connor Shepard delivers again, driving in both runs for the Horned Frogs. And this game has changed because of his bat.
Just muscles this ball. Gets in on him and muscles it into left field. Absolutely nothing. Hibbler, who came quickly to get it, but you're not. 2 outs, 2 strikes. As a hitter, it's a runner at second base. You're going to go on contact, cease the swing. Ron Hanen able to score. Now you're back to a scenario where not only did he get to run across, but going to be back to the top of the order in the 5th, too.
So that number 8 spot, the thorn in the side of Blair Henley. I mean, those are the lone 2 hits for TCU, both from Shepard, the home run and the RBI single that we just saw.
it's an earn run. That's the other thing Texas has done really well. They've limited that number throughout the year.
And these are the moments where it's like not necessarily pitch by pitch, it's almost at bat by at bat that Henley will look locked in against one guy and then come back with an at bat like this.
He just doesn't seem right to me. I mean, right now it's almost a coin flip which pitch is going to work for.
Is it mechanical? Something you see?
He seems mechanically sound.
Just one of them days?
It's 8 3-ball count today.
70 pitches now in the ballgame.
He's faced 18 hitters, gone 3 balls on 8 of them.
Fouled out of play. And meanwhile, another critical scenario in Stillwater. Now with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning, Oklahoma State has 2 runners on, down by 4. Full count delivery. Runner in motion. And walk number 6 by Blair Henley, and this could do it. Here comes David Pierce. He wants Cam Fields. He makes the call, and the afternoon is done for the sophomore from Fort Worth.
Yeah, you saw it, just one of those days. I mean, the breaking ball was suspect. The fastball really had no command of that one. Unable to find it. Walk 6. We're going to tie game with Cam Fields coming in.
Congratulations to the graduating seniors. Texas baseball, Jake McKenzie has his engineering job lined up. San Antonio, George Pappas, Parker Joe Robinson going to law school. So even though some of these guys have a year of eligibility left, they have made their decision that their career is coming to a close. That includes Amy McGuire as well. Congratulations to all of the Texas seniors for that well-deserved, hard-earned Texas degree. So from the seniors to the fresh face, Cam Fields on the mound. How are you feeling right now if you're a guy like Cam Fields stepping on the mound? You're a freshman, and it's just the Big 12 title on the line.
I don't think that at this point, that when you're playing the game, I don't really know that comes into your mind. First of all, you're thinking about, am I loose? What sign are we using? Am I on second base? How do I get an out?
Right. Well, we've seen him progress over the year. If anything's hurt him, it's the 20 innings and the 17 walks, but they love the way he competes when he's out there. He's got a strong arm, good breaking ball. Right now, got a big task to get this last out of the 4th inning.
Turns it over to the top of the lineup. And Kobe Boulware saw him just an inning ago, ground into the 6-4-3 double play. Speed, speed, speed for the freshman, second baseman.
Freshman on freshman right here.
So we have not seen Cam Fields on the mound since May 1st. The start against Texas State in that game.
We've had a few inter-squad games where you get out there and throw. Nothing like what you said, the Big 12 on the line right here.
And 2 quick balls to Boulware. Watson on deck, followed by Balta. Those are the guys that can really hurt you. And 3 straight balls.
The strike zone is about the size of a loaf of bread. It's just always that way. I mean, there's some guys that just really tight zones.
I mean, both sides are thrown to the same zone. You got 1 walk by Green.
7.
And 7 by the Texas pitchers. So bases loaded, here we go. Josh Watson. Shepard on third, Parrish on second, Boulware on first. And the first pitch strike from Canfield. Watson 1 for 5 with the bases loaded this year. TCU as a team hitting .329. Lifted up. It will stay in play. McKenzie fighting the sun, calling off Petrinsky, makes the catch, and they're left loaded. Canfield gets out of it, and we're tied at 2.
CashNet USA is trusted by
Jim Schlossnagle has built a fantastic program in Fort Worth, one that's been to Omaha in 4 straight years. 2015 losing in the semi to Vandy. Once again in the semifinals to Coastal Carolina, and then again a season ago to the Florida Gators. That has become the expectation, whether you like it or not, if you're the head coach of this program. And you talk about those expectations on a year like this. It's 4 straight trips to Omaha, and now TCU in that scenario where they're just trying to get in to the regional.
Yeah,
so
I think the 2 losses in this series already have put them in a scenario where for them to get in, they're going to have to go win the Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City next week.
Get that automatic spot. And for those that are new to the NCAA postseason and don't quite understand the way it works, just to refresh your memory, the winner of the conference tournament is an automatic bid into the NCAA regionals.
There's 32 conference champions that will be represented in 32 at-large bids.
Hibbler to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. And Halen Green, 3 hits, 2 runs allowed, both off the bat of Cody Clemens. Struck out 1, walked 1. Hibbler to left field. Off the wall. And in with the stand-up double. Shake and bake.
Didn't barrel this one up, but got it up in the breeze.
It's a jet stream right now.
See the swing, stays with it. Didn't get all of it. He got all of it. Been out of the park.
Just out on the end a little bit, but again, up into that breeze. Now you do the little things now. You got to get him over, get him in, try to play with the lead right here.
Wind is whipping out there.
Good day to hit.
Ryan Reynolds.
A double by Hibbler, the ninth extra base hit for Texas in this series.
Yeah, slugging percentage wins games.
3 of those home runs by Clemens. 1 a home run from Hibbler. Also a double from Hibbler, the one we just saw. Clemens has another double. Also a wall ball in the general area that Hibbler just visited. To right center, this gets down. Sean Allen waving Hibbler, and Texas takes the lead back.
Halen Green left the ball up right here for Ryan Reynolds. Does a good job inside out in that one right there to right center.
Well, you're thinking about hitting the ball the other way, Greg, because there's a man on second, nobody out. And that allows you, should teach you something as a hitter. The deeper you allow the ball to get, the more opportunity you got to get it to the barrel of the bat.
Fired up. Here's DJ Petrinsky. To center field, Reiser will go back. He's got to hunt this ball to the track, off the bottom of the wall. Reynolds will score. Petrinsky going for third. He's in.
What did we just talk about, Greg?
Extra base hits.
Slugging percentage. Changes complexion of the game.
10th extra base hit in the series. I think the breeze helped this one. DJ hit that one pretty good.
Second time we've seen a triple over the head of Riser in center field. That one doesn't matter where you're playing. Ball was well hit to the deepest part of the park.
I think we'll see a pitching change here.
Caleb Sloan has been warming up for the Horned Frogs.
Well, it's going to get to the bullpen. That's what you try to do. The great opportunity, still nobody out in the inning. Caleb Sloan will come into the game. Ryan Reynolds drives in the first run of the inning. And then DJ off the monster. 4-2 Texas.
Second, no outs.
Caleb Sloan from Centennial, Colorado, the new pitcher for TCU, coming in place of Halen Green as the Texas bats have come to life here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hibbler, Reynolds, and Petrinsky, 3 straight hits, scoring 2 runs, give Texas the 4-2 lead. 18 appearances for Sloan with a 4.3 ERA. And this game so pivotal for Texas because right in front of them is the Big 12 championship. With the win, they secure at least a share of the title. If the game continues the way it's being played in Stillwater right now, with Texas Tech holding a 7-3 lead, and they're going to have the outright title if they can win this game. Shaw, hot shot to Juan Hanan.
That's a nice play.
First out.
Gave himself up.
Playing in.
Yeah.
With the lefty up, a hard thrower on the mound. Tate hit it solid down there. Just going to put the glove in front of it. Did. Stepped on first.
Last time that Jake McKenzie stepped up and hit the ball in that general direction that you're looking at right now. Missed a home run. We're saying about what, a foot?
Maybe.
Half a foot?
Maybe.
Ball was hit on the line. Right out to that 340 side. Down the left field line. Infield in. And it's 1-1.
Set your sights up as a hitter here. You don't want to go after anything down until you get 2 strikes. You look for something up that you can get airborne.
And McKenzie is hugging that plate. That runs inside from Sloan. 2-1. Parrish keeps it in front. Petrinsky stays on third. 3-1. Kenzie looking for something to drive. And that's a walk. Back to the top of the lineup, and David Hamilton, as McKenzie is on board for the second time this afternoon.
That's good at bat right there. Now, very tough to double up David Hamilton in this scenario, so would not be surprised also to see safety squeeze here. Read the bunt.
First pitch strike to Hamilton.
Now down on the count, that's might have take that away from you.
In the dirt for ball one. Hamilton 1 for 2. Struck both balls well. Single to right field, a lead off the bottom of the first. And a line out to left into second. Down the line, off the glove of Juan Hanen. He will not get Hamilton. And another run scores. It's 5-2 Longhorns. Juan Hanen was able to corral the one off the bat of Tate Shaw. Out from D. Hamilton, it's a little bit hotter.
Well, it's the movement, Lowell. You have to come off. You're holding the runner. You have to come off and get in position. He couldn't stay down on it. A little bit of a short hop. He knocked it down. I got to give that a base hit.
Oh, yeah, that ball was hit too hard for it not to be a base hit.
Those aren't boos. That's Duke bringing out, and Duke delivers. McKenzie will score. Hamilton being waved home. Speed.
Indecision. You cannot be indecisive as an outfielder. Come up, make the throw. Watson held on to the ball, and Sean Allen took advantage of that. You got to have a guy hustling, Lowell, and that's what David was doing. And then as a third base coach, you got to take advantage of that. When you see a guy with indecisive, he comes up looking to throw, does Watson, and holds it, looks at second. By the time he makes that decision, Hamilton scores standing.
One of those big crooked numbers that's becoming a calling card for this Texas offense. 5 on the board with the hottest hitter in the Big 12 at bat right now, Cody Clemens. Inside, ball one. And these extra runs, so critical, tacking on those 2 extra, the 1 extra for Hamilton when you consider TCU is very limited offensively. This gap is becoming a daunting one for the Horned Frogs.
I just think what happened in the top of the inning, Cam Fields coming in, getting out of that bases loaded jam.
And it's 1-1.
Josh Watson is almost playing on the warning track in left field.
That's really
not deep enough 3 out of the last 5 at bats because they've left the yard.
And it's so close to being 4. The one that was off the top of the wall yesterday. Sloan coming back.
Sometimes you can outthink yourself, Greg, as a hitter with an open base. In a righty-lefty matchup, you know, you don't have, it's your matchup, and sometimes you say, well, he's not going to do this, and he's not going to do that. And sometimes they throw it right down Broadway.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if he goes back to the slider again and hangs it, Cody's locked in. That slider's hitting speed.
Full count. All right, full count. And it's Cody Clemens. You even messed around right here?
I throw the slider, I throw it in the dirt. Or a fastball up and away. A fastball up and away.
I don't throw a strike. Make him go after something outside the zone.
Pop back. Parrish looking for it. And just finds it to retire Clemens.
That's a really difficult play. Ball's always going to come back, but when you have this big a breeze, it exaggerates how far the ball comes back, and you can see, I mean, just on the tip of his mitt. Old-timey mitts, Greg, no way you catch that ball. Now with the hinge mitts, capable of holding on to it.
Like old-timey mitts when you played?
No, they were hinge mitts when I played. They had wheel. The wheel was invented then.
Here's Zubia.
We actually traveled on airplanes.
Did you have to get out and hit the prop? Like start it?
Jump start it sometimes, but pull an old pickup truck next to it. Took some jumper cables out, and here we went.
0-1 to Zubia. Fouled back. 0-2. Ten long ones, 41 driven in with a 434 OBP for Zubia this season. He's drawn a walk and has grounded out. 0-2 from Caleb Sloan. Misses out. 1-2.
Ninth batter of the inning for Texas.
Hit them all. Zubia refuses to chase, and it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Texas trying to add to the 5 spot they've put up here in the bottom of the 4th to break open what was a tie game.
Close right there. I mean, it's a small zone for both sides, no doubt.
Down on strikes is Zubia. But Texas flexes the muscle. Reynolds, Paczynski, Hamilton, Ellis, all driving in runs. 5 in all, and Texas is up by 5.
Here you go, little guy.
Buckle up. Stuff is getting real. And really quickly at that. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State going into the 9th with the Red Raiders holding on to a 7-3 lead. If Texas Tech can win that game, a Texas win here will make the Longhorns the outright Big 12 champs. Longhorns have not won a Big 12 championship since 2011 when they made it to the College World Series. A.J. Balta will lead off, and moments ago we were talking about the significance of the 5 spot put up in the bottom of the 4th inning. And you guys quickly pointed out a lot of credit is due to Cam Fields for getting them out of that bases loaded jam.
A lot could have happened. Josh Watson was up. Best hitter in the lineup for the Frogs and got out of it.
McKenzie made a nice play too. Foul territory. You got to come right back out and throw strikes here, though.
And there is activity in the Texas bullpen.
Bryce Elder's been getting loose the entire series.
He's thrown 6 innings down there, hasn't he?
I believe Matthew Whalen is also up, joining him. Indeed he is.
Whalen on the left, Elder on the right.
To Clemens. Routine. 1 down. This is upstairs to Landestoy with the initial offering. Landestoy has gone down on strikes twice. Back to Clemens. 2 down. Still struggled with the control. First few pitches, and Fields has found it. Let the ball find his defense. Here's Johnny Reiser, TCU starting center fielder. 0 for 2. First pitch strike from Cam Fields.
94 miles an hour on the big board. It's pretty good. Pretty good
tilt.
number 1 right there.
Future so bright for Cam Fields. He will have a prominent role in this Texas team in some way, shape, or form. And all the action to Cody Clements.
Tied a record
3 up,
right there.
3 down. We're going to talk to Chase Shugart coming up after the break. Well, 2 here to Clements. And it's a rip to right.
Gone forever! Let's go! God, I'm staying on this mic all game. Hold on.
Go do it.
Yeah, do your thing, Nolan. I'll take it from there. And that was Nolan Kingham last night. We've got his mate, Chase Shugart, now joining us on the headset. Are you up for some Kingham-like antics?
No, I'll leave that stuff to him.
You're a little more chill?
Yeah, I'll try to be the calm one between us two.
I don't know how much that says.
It's hard to maintain being calm around Nolan, but I managed to do it pretty well.
Hey, I think you're getting a video bomb behind you.
Really?
Yeah, Duke Ellis drinking the Gatorade.
He can do what he wants. He got a double.
Mason Hibbler leading off.
Those sweets last night from Grandma were great. Thank you. Make sure you tell her thank you.
I will. She'll probably hear it. She was probably watching it in the stands right now, honestly.
Hey, so Chase, take us through last night's game, the first inning. What kind of issues did you run into? How were you able to get out?
The first inning was more of jittery of being. I mean, I was out on the mound Tuesday against Texas State, and that was the first time in a week and a couple of days. And then actually coming in and starting the game is just, I wouldn't say nervous. It was just pregame jitters, and then I was trying to do too much too early, and I realized that, and I calmed down. And from the second inning on, I felt like I was more myself and composed and in my tempo and rhythm.
And once you found that rhythm, started mowing down the TCU lineup, to what extent do you guys realize on a day like this what you're playing for beyond just winning a game? I mean, we've been talking about the Big 12 title on the line. You guys talking about that?
Coach Pierce addressed it in the team meeting today before we came out and stretched, but you know, he just came out and said it's about us. You know, we're playing our game. That boy Mason.
Single to center field for Hibbler.
But Coach Pierce says continue playing our game and we'll get what's ours. So basically, we want to have the mentality of sharks in the water and we smell blood. So that's what we're approaching it as.
If this works out, you're going to be in a scenario where, you know, it's a little bit different feeling going into the postseason, knowing that you have an opportunity to play at home in the postseason. It hasn't happened here for a while. Is that something that y'all, it's been a goal of y'all's for a while?
Coming in over these past 2 years, you know, we haven't really had that luxury of, oh, are we going to host or all that. But Coach Pierce definitely changed this place around, and it's an expectation now. And he drilled that in our brains since the fall that it's an expectation for Texas to be a host. It's an expectation for Texas to be in the postseason. So we take a lot of pride in that, and I feel like this whole team has taken pride into that and really just performed well throughout the whole season. We knew we had a tough schedule throughout the whole year, but it is just the grit and the grinding that we went through just to be able to be in the position we are now is what's making it all come together.
How much of a motivating factor is playing for the honor of Augie?
You know, playing for Augie has always been like a dream come true, and now being able to play for his name and this university is something bigger than all of us. You know, Coach Greeno left a huge impact on the game and a huge impact on me as a person and a player. But, you know, just we try to stay within ourselves and we keep it in the back of our mind we're playing for him.
When do you think it clicked with this team?
I would say after the first game in Arkansas, we had a team meeting, and
Hibbler in safely with second base. Reynolds down on strikes. Go ahead, Chase.
We had a players-only meeting, and we all came together. We put it all on the table and said, look, like, what we're doing is not working. We need to figure something out. So, you know, we had freshmen speak up. We had older guys speak up. We had guys that are in here just cheering. You know, everybody plays a part on this team, and that's what we want everybody to know and everybody to feel like. So we put it all on the table, and ever since then, we've just been rolling.
Here's DJ Petrinsky with one out and Hibbler on second.
The wind might keep it in.
And it's barely out. To the athletics director over there, Chris Del Conte, with a nice seat. Living large over there. And there is the AD. Very close friends with Jim Schlossnagle, head coach at TCU. Fouled back almost to us. When we talk about relationships, Chase, it seems like there's something unique and special there beyond a coach-player relationship with you and Coach Pierce. Describe that bond and that relationship.
You know, first time I ever talked to Coach Pierce was right after he got his job. And it was like a week later, he's making phone calls to all the players that were coming back. And he made it a point in one phone call that he was the players' first coach. So, you know, he's in there to help us out, and he's going to help us excel in any way we can. So he's being able to play for him and knowing that he has our backs no matter what when we're going to war is what makes it all worth it.
Seems like he's worked with you a lot in your emotions and keeping those in check. What can you tell us about that?
He told me, he's like, whenever you start pitching frustrated is whenever you start doing bad. So, I mean, I'm all about pitching with attitude. But once you get frustrated, you can't pitch frustrated. You got to have an attitude about you, but you have to be calm and collective while having an attitude. So preaching that, and then I actually saw a quote from Max Scherzer the other day. It was like, you can pitch with emotion, but you can't get emotional. So that really spoke to me, and that's what Coach Pierce has been trying to preach to me throughout these past 2 years.
Well, Chase, we do appreciate the time. It's been fun watching this season unfold, and we know there's a lot of drama left in this game and the game in Stillwater, Oklahoma as well. So we're going to update everybody on that right now. Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
So bottom of the ninth in Stillwater, one out. Texas Tech up on the Cowboys 7-3. So we will remind you again, if Texas Tech holds on and wins that game and Texas holds on here, the Longhorns are the outright Big 12 champs. Petrinsky on the line to right field. Balta makes the catch, and Hibbler back to second.
Another big key, though, that if the Red Raiders hold on, you are Big 12 champions and you are the #1 seed, regardless of how the outcome of this game. That is huge. Now, you'd like to have the outright title yourself.
Mm-hmm. Texas shares that title with the Cowboys if they have the same result today. if they both win or if they both lose. Tate Shaw way up. And Balta is underneath it for the third out. We go to the 6th inning. Longhorns up by 5. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th in Stillwater. We'll update you when we return. Texas can claim at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title with a win or an Oklahoma State loss. And a Texas win coupled with an Oklahoma State loss makes Texas the outright champs. But this is brutal. Bottom of the 9th, 1 out.
Nobody on.
Tech with the 7-3 lead over Oklahoma State. And the game has just gone into a lightning delay.
There will be 30 minutes before they can even think about restarting.
Unreal. More focus on the action here in Austin as Cam Fields goes back to work.
An hour and 57 minutes we had on Tuesday. Here at Disch-Falk.
And 2 quick strikes by Fields. Retired TCU in order in the 5th. All 3 outs via the ground ball to Cody Clemens. 92 out of that right arm of Cam Fields.
Cam Walk, first hitter he faced since then. Found the fastball. It was a good fastball. It was 94 miles an hour earlier. That was 92.
Souvenir. And one hunted. Down on strikes.
And I almost passed away right there.
What just happened to you?
I don't know. It just struck me. I tried to get to the mute button as quick as I could.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, don't scare us like that.
Yeah. So almost went into a lightning delay. Strikes now. Cam Fields.
Sorry, partner.
Thought we were going to a 2-man booth for a moment. Hamilton, backhand, plants and throws. Oh, yeah, David Hamilton.
That was the key word right there. Low, plants and throws. Who gets to this one? Makes a good pivot. Watch him plant and throw right on line. BB over to first. Cam Fields likes it.
And Fields is now retired. 6 straight.
Oops.
What's the upside with Fields? What type of pitcher ultimately do you think he can develop into?
I mean, with the fastball that he's showing today. Very, very good. Because at 94, 95, you can work with that. Learn a little off speed, something softer. He'll be good. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Horned Frogs. The ultimate utility guy. He can play every position on the field.
Texas senior Jake McKenzie, he brought 5 gloves to the game. He used them all.
A switch of the glove for McKenzie, and how about some history here? He continues his trek to play all 9 positions.
They're going to flip the pitcher's glove to him, and here he comes. The stretch for McKenzie, the 1-2 pitch, hit in the air, out toward right. Andy McGuire is there with a catch. Jake McKenzie has established a University of Texas record playing all 9 positions.
Had one D1 offer out of high school. Stephen F. Austin decided, I'm going to come to the 40 acres.
Want to be a Horn.
I'm going to be a student.
Right. He was the top 10%.
I'm going to try out for the team. Tries out for the team, makes it, and we've seen, like, each year has been distinctly different for McKenzie. He was primarily a second baseman, primarily a relief pitcher, and this year now primarily a first baseman that can, oh, by the way, play every position on the field if you so want him to do.
He started the game. The interesting part of that, he started the game behind the plate.
He said that was where he was most nervous about. About his mitt from his high school days.
He always worked out with the catchers occasionally, but he didn't like going through Coach Miller's catching drills. So he's like, I don't want to be a catcher. He's smart.
Yeah.
And leading off here in the bottom of the 6th, with Texas holding a 7-2 lead. That's the new pitcher, Austin Boyles. Austin from Spring, Texas, 6'2" sophomore.
Coach Loss telling us that going to try to get some guys in there. Just his 10th appearance of the season. Not many innings. Trying to get everyone fresh for that Big 12 tournament next week.
Fires that in. For strike 2 on McKenzie. McKenzie has a double off the wall and has drawn a walk. Swinging on the dirt. Throw. That's close. Does he stay on the bag? Yes, Juan Hanen does.
Unfortunately for everyone right here is Jake's size. If he's any bigger, that's going to be a nasty collision right there. He goes right under the elbow there of Juan Hanen. Good play down there by Juan Hanen. And stay on the back.
Top of the lineup. And David Hamilton. Texas softball is now underway against Washington. Longhorns took down Minnesota 2-1 last night, taking down the Big Ten champs. An upset. (1-1) to Hamilton. Driven. Hamilton will have multiple over the head of Riser, booking it to third. No contest. Stand up triple for David Hamilton.
The heat, even though this turf much different from the old days, still the heat on this turf, it creates some more bounce. If you take a bad angle, you're going to pay the price. Thinks he's going to be there, and it takes that high hop.
Big old hop.
Warm turf.
Triple number 6 on the year for David Hamilton. 21 triples for the Longhorns. Inside to Duke Ellis, ball 1.
You know, we opened the year talking about how do you replace 52 home runs from the 2017 team. 53 now overall for Texas on the year.
Swing and a miss from Ellis.
Got to regroup after that one. That's what Sean Allen is going to do with Duke Ellis right here.
7th 3-hit game of the year for David Hamilton. We talk about the turnaround he's made offensively. It has clicked.
He's had a really good month of April and May, no doubt.
TCU infield is playing in. Trying to keep Texas.
Well, that is a parachute changeup, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's slow.
Hit the brakes, he'll fly right by.
Trying to get Duke out right here, then I would imagine they would walk Coach.
(2-2). Full count now to Ellis. Hamilton with that triple, now tied for second in that department in the Big 12. Ellis looking for another RBI.
Continuing to stay slow on Duke. Heading way out over the curveball early in the count. Gone to the changeup since.
7th pitch of the at-bat to the JUCO transfer.
Back to the curveball right there.
So we'll see if they do indeed put Clemens on and pitch to Zubia. The shift is on.
So drop a bunt down right here.
Now if you can do that, get you an RBI and a base hit.
Or he could just hit it over everybody's head.
Boy, it puts a little pressure on you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's nobody. Yeah,
Now they're going to bring third baseman. David Hamilton was halfway down the line right there.
Have to.
Shepard comes back over. And 1-1 after the swing and miss from Cody Clemens. Clemens got the Longhorns on the board with the 2-run home run off the bottom of the scoreboard in the first. And pops this one up, shallow center field. Riser, long run, makes the grab. And that does it. 7th inning, here we come. Texas up by 5. The Big 3 men's sports on campus. It's been a while since we've seen Big 12 titles. 07-08, DJ Augustine and the fellas bringing home the co-championship. I wonder who they tied with.
Kansas.
Football, Hunter Lawrence just getting it in the uprights with Colt just getting it down with 1 second. Pelini's still upset about that. In Texas baseball, 2011 co-champs in the Big 12 with Texas A&M. And really this weekend, the biggest weekend at home for Texas baseball in the regular season since that series against A&M. And that came down to the wire as this ball is ripped up the middle off the bat of Colton Parrish for a leadoff single. That series, it was this point in time back in 2011. Started off in College Station for the first game. Aggies entered with a 1-game lead. And Texas was able to get the win in College Station. Fantastic performance by Taylor Youngman. Friday, they came back home, needed a win to ensure at least a tie of the Big 12 title. And they got it. And also got the top seed in the Big 12. Back-to-back knocks. And something cooking here for TCU.
Texas bullpen in this series has been really good. 6 1/3, now 5 hits. Have not given up a run in the series.
A couple of guys were up and throwing.
Parker Joe's playing a little catch.
Watson 0 for 2. Chopped right side. McKenzie will take it himself. And there's 1 down. Parrish and Boulware all move up.
It's a great play by Jake again. You think, well, just a big hop to him. He got to it on the big hop. Didn't have to get the little hop and took the bag himself.
Didn't have to make a throw.
Yes.
That's always good for young first basemen. If you don't have to flip it to the pitcher, don't.
Well, at that point, Cam would have had his back to him. He had to turn around and find the bag.
this particular moment, there's a pretty good athlete on the mound, but sometimes you don't have those good, great athletes.
Some of us weren't.
So 2 2/3 so far for Fields. That ties his career high of a just budding career. Giddy up on that one, 91. But misses. 2-0 to A.J. Balta. Check swing. And it's 3-0. First base open and Landenstoy on deck. 32 pitches for Fields.
He's been efficient.
Well, 2 hits allowed. Those back-to-back singles that he had to start off this inning. It's a 4-pitch walk. So bases loaded now for Michael Landenstoy.
We got Parker Joe Robinson, Josh Sawyer now throwing with him in the bullpen. Phil Haig will stroll out.
I think they would use Parker Joe in a matchup situation today. He threw quite a few pitches in yesterday's ball game. For Sawyer, he went 1 inning yesterday.
After Landenstoy, you got Reiser and Wanhan and both lefties.
Landenstoy still hitless.
Make a good pitch right here and get a double play and get out of the inning.
You could be aggressive here early as Landenstoy. Make you a good pitch, get the ground ball again.
Yep.
Second time that Fields has had the bases loaded. He entered really into this scenario his first time through in the 4th inning. Good swing and a miss.
Parker Joe is sat down and Matt Whalen is back up tossing.
Musical chairs down the right field line. And it's 2-1.
Dangerous pitch here now. Stay away from the slugging percentage.
Just got to stay away with the fastball.
Yeah.
Reynolds to second. Double play. That's how you get out of a jam. Cam Fields. Trust the defense. The national leaders and turning these double plays. Reynolds on the run in the stretch from area 51. Smith is the new pitcher for TCU as Texas holds the 7-2 lead here in Game 3 against the Horned Frogs. Final broadcast of the year on Longhorn Network. For the LHN baseball team, we have some thank yous that we need to spread because our crew, the best in the business.
Rain,
we
cold, heat, everything.
Unbelievable.
We get to do this fun stuff up here because we've got people grinding to get us on air. Starts with our technical director, Derek, our audio team, making us sound clean. Andy, Susan, Carlos, and Max. In video, Nathan, Juan, Caleb, and Sequoia. The camera ops, of course, bringing those beautiful images to you at home. Joe, Noah, David, Corny, and Chris. Our engineers, Roger, Jay, and Seth. Stats, Graham, and Kurt. Stage managers, Shelly and Susan. Our timeout coordinator, who's willing to step in front of line drives for us, Debbie Davis. Our op producers, Lindsay, Jason, and Matt, or as I like to call him, Walter Jr. Crewing, Charlie. Our tape staff, Victor and Jeremy. Graphics, April and Sherry. Our bug operator, Eric Weiss, not the former Texas third baseman, and Donna Davis. Associate producers, Jacob and Alyssa. Associate directors, Heather and John. Directors, Eric and Brad Sheldon. And our producer, the best, Drew Irvin.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Salute to Ron, too. Hope you're getting well watching out in the great Northwest.
Vashon Island. Vashon?
You got to take a ferry to get there.
Yep.
So Zubia down on strikes.
Smith came in. Russell Smith had a good fastball and threw Zubia a few good changeups. Got the strikeout.
Also, our thanks to the Texas Sports Information staff and Carly Todd, and the Director of Operations, Drew Bishop, for always providing good fodder on air. 0-2. And it's now 1-2 to Mason Hibbler. By the way, the game in Stillwater still in that lightning delay. You would
think this may finish before they get that one in.
But you would really hope that that game would be complete to put a button on this performance if Texas can't hold on.
It's always interesting to me as a hitter. You see a guy's physique and you anticipate velocity, and then when a big guy doesn't throw as hard as you think he does, you're invariably out in front.
Those are changeups.
Oh, I know they're changeups, but I mean, it's just what it does to you. You're anticipating velocity, and you're just out in front.
Reynolds with an RBI single in the fourth. That gave Texas the lead back after Hibbler led off that fourth inning with a double. He has been nails defensively over at third base as well. Now down 1-2 to the big lefty, Russell Smith.
Parachute changeup.
Got 2 strikeouts in the inning, both on the changeup. Gotta throw it again.
Oh yeah.
Just hadn't been close with it. Get this one around the plate.
Outside, called third strike. And Smith strikes out the side. I got the feel. So it was a breakout 5-run fourth inning for the Longhorns. It broke a 2-2 tie. And that has been the difference thus far. Zeros on the board for both teams since then. And Cam Fields tipping the cap to that youngster for doing his job, and now gives way to the elder statesman, Josh Sawyer.
The graduate.
Yes.
The graduate, Josh Sawyer, came in with an inning of work in the ball game yesterday. Pitched well. He's pitched well all season. 24th appearance for the left-hander. Got a couple lefties coming up here for the Horned Frogs to start this inning. Get those two guys out and complete the inning. When it gets on, we might have a different story. Right now, you're in there to get the lefties.
It's going to start off with Johnny Reiser, center fielder for the Horned Frogs. TCU will need to win the Big 12 tournament to get in to the regionals. It's a program that has built up expectations with a fine job of their head coach, Jim Schlossnagle. They have made it to Omaha in 4 straight years.
Cam Fields this afternoon went 3 1/3 innings, a career high. Gave up only the 2 hits, walked a couple, struck out 1.
And twice with the bases loaded.
Yes.
Yes.
Once came in, walked the guy to load the bases, then get out of it.
Yeah.
But then got out of his own jam. But twice with the bases loaded.
Double plays are a beautiful thing,
aren't they?
Pitcher.
First pitch strike from Sawyer. We're still in the weather delay in Stillwater, Oklahoma, with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning with Texas Tech over to that 4-run lead. It has been about 30 minutes since the delay, but we don't know if there has been another lightning strike in the area to extend that delay window. If anybody is watching on the ESPN app from Stillwater, if you can please tweet us at Longhorn Network and let us know the delay situation, that would be great. This ball skied to right center field.
Wow.
Goodbye. Big ball from Johnny Reiser. TCU ain't done yet. 4-run game. That ball was ripped.
Well, they got good extension on it. Fastball right down Broadway. Front side down. It's on the barrel. And Winston continues to blow out of here.
Got some lift.
First pitch strike to Juan Hannen. And back-to-back strikes. The attendance tonight, 7,294.
Great. That's a great crowd right there. Largest of the year.
That shot by Reiser was only the 2nd home run allowed by Sawyer this year. And this is the lefty-lefty matchup that the Texas staff has to like, as Juan Hannen hitting 176 against lefties this year. Sawyer with the strikeout.
They tried a couple with the breaking ball. Fish weren't biting. Went to the fastball in the outer half and get the call right there from Jim Garman.
He had 100 looking for the breaking ball.
Looking for another K in the bag. Maybe another clip.
Backwards. I mean, are there any other ones?
I don't think so. Not that I can think of. I think they were looking for a clip.
A backwards one. Looking.
You can have a 2-3 put out on it. K with a 2-3 put out.
Yeah. Going next level.
He's been doing that today.
You were given those numbers earlier, Greg. You know, when you have a good weekend, Texas 5 outs away from sweeping the weekend, you usually have the bullpen step up and do their job, and they've been spectacular this weekend.
They've been outstanding.
That probably was the biggest question mark for a while in this season. The bullpen.
No doubt. No doubt. I think especially in that middle part when you're going through a stretch of playing Arkansas, Stanford, starting into conference play, you really don't have roles defined at that point. But now you figured out Parker Joe's been a huge lift. Andy McGuire is to close has been that guy where really you didn't anticipate that, but he's become solid as the closer.
I think that's when it happened, when Andy started doing that job down in the bullpen. Now other guys can be put in different roles. And they know what that role is as a pitcher.
They've done this with Bo Ridgway being a non-factor, who was an outstanding closer last season. We've heard so much talk about the chemistry, especially talking with Nolan Kingham and Chase Shugart about it. That's another impressive aspect of this team. They lost 11 guys to the draft.
11.
Had to bring in some players they kind of scrambled for. I mean, some of the JUCO guys, as Oviedo goes down on strikes, back-to-back for Sewell. Some of the JUCO guys they were brought in because of unexpected departures in the draft. And it's a group that has really ended up coming together, and it seems like this team genuinely likes each other.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's what it takes. That's called the chemistry in the locker room.
And they had that long layoff after the Tech series with finals, and Coach Pierce really wanted to make it feel more like an all-star break. And so built in a lot of events for the team, including the talent show we've talked about, crawfish boil right afterwards. And the team, we saw them pre-game. I mean, they look loose.
Yeah, they've always been loose. Well, winning.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Winning does that to a team. Confidence.
To Clemens. Bottom of the 8th, here we come. Petrinsky, Shaw, McKenzie, due up. This is what Texas is playing for, the Big 12 title. With a win, they will clinch at least a share of the Big 12 championship. And with a loss by Oklahoma State, coupled with the Texas win, the Longhorns will be outright champs. Haven't claimed a Big 12 championship since 2011, when they went 19-8 in Big 12 play. This is the frustrating part. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. Now the Red Raiders up 7-3 in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. And then it went to a weather delay. 2 strikes at that. 1 out, 2 strikes, and a lightning strike forced them into a weather delay. It's 30 minutes starting from the time of the last lightning strike in the area. And so the wait is on. New pitcher for TCU, it's Cal Coughlin to face 7, 8, 9.
Really their 8th inning guy, what they were planning on using is their 7th, 8th inning guy to get to their closer who's been injured. Coughlin's been that guy to come in and close games out for the Horned Frogs.
Just funky enough. with that delivery. Going from the side.
A tight slider right there.
Fouled. Way out.
That's right down Broadway, 0-2. I mean, right down the middle.
Tried to trick it. 94 miles an hour.
No, it had some giddy up.
0-2 to Petrinsky. Goes the other way. Foul. It's ended up being a perfect day for baseball here in Austin. When you consider what's at stake, the weather, albeit a hot one.
Didn't get as hot
Great
as it said it was
crowd.
gonna be today.
It didn't. It was up to 94 earlier. Now it's down
I saw 89.
89.
Take that.
The hottest place and the coldest place in town. UFCU Disch-Falk Field.
Coughlin misses outside to make it 2-2. Trinsky, one of those JUCO transfers that we're talking about half inning ago. And the at-bat continues. Eighth pitch of the at-bat due from Cal Coughlin. Ripped to left field. Dropping in for a leadoff single for DJ Petrinsky. Get another. His second base hit of the afternoon.
Watson was surprised by this one. It was off the end of the bat.
Yeah, he sort of instantly laid back. I thought he might come take a shot to come make the play. This is a leadoff knock.
So there has been another lightning strike in Stillwater. So that game will go into another 30-minute delay. Again, Texas Tech leading by 4 with 1 out, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Shaw. He's ahead 2-0. What do you think means more for a player, for a program, when you compare the regular season title to the tournament title?
Well, the tournament title is your guaranteed berth into the postseason. But if you win in one of the Power Fives, you win the conference, you're going to get into the postseason. So I don't think
probably host.
Yeah, more than likely.
But you never want to lose. You always want to win. So it just depends on, I guess, where you are. Either did you win the regular season?
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
It's been a year where we've done a lot of remembering of Coach, and one of the things Coach said when he first came to Austin and said, you have 5, this got a chance.
Oh, great catch on the run from Watson. Yeah, you could see the frustration on the face of Shaw.
But as Coach Guido talked about, he says there's 5 championships. We have the regular season championship, you have the Big 12 tournament, you have the regional, you have the super, and then you have the College World Series. So you have 5 championships to play for. This is the culmination of the first one, the regular season. And then next week, that is a championship all by itself. And then the regional, the championship all by itself. Then it boils down to two teams winning best 2 out of 3 in the Supers.
One of my favorite shots of Augie from a few years back when they won the Big 12 tournament title. They had to get a win to get in to the regionals. And he puts his hands together, says that little prayer, and had that classic Augie smile. Popped up from McKenzie to Boulware, and there's 2 down.
Elbow had some run in there on Jake right there.
From that angle, he's sinker slider. You don't need anything else.
David Hamilton has had a fantastic afternoon. A couple of singles and a triple. Texas 3 outs away from the Big 12 championship. He's 3 outs separating Texas from the Big 12 championship. And Andy McGuire will be the man on the mound to try to get the Longhorns there. It was a 2-0 lead for Texas after that 2-run home run by Cody Clemens in the first inning. TCU responded with runs in the 3rd and the 4th to tie the game. And that big 5 spot in the 4th inning gave Texas the lead, and they have not relinquished it. 22 appearances for McGuire. You talk about a guy that has overcome so much adversity to now try to pitch Texas to a Big 12 title. It has been an unreal ride for Andy McGuire.
It has been a long road here, gone back to get to this point and to be successful as he has been this year and to fill a role that Texas really needed this year is a great story in itself. And now, as you said, a chance to be out there when you clinch the conference championship.
This is huge. I think it's such a it's such a story what we've seen this year. I mean, we talked about the fact in 17 you had 11 players leaving for professional baseball. You come back, you're not sure what's going on. You got a journeyman who's a great utility player. It's really done an unbelievable job at first base. You struggled in the back end of a bullpen. You got a guy that was away from the sport for nearly 2 years. Comes back, becomes the closer. You have another guy that's a setup man, your best left-hander out of the bullpen. He went 659 days in between pitching and making appearances, so there's a lot of stories here.
And a quick start by McGuire. 0-2 to Colton Parrish, the number 9 hitter. One-two. 2 outs away from the title. David Pierce closing in on his 5th regular season conference championship. Won 3 at Sam Houston State, 1 at Tulane. And it's not just a Big 12 championship, it's bringing a regional back to Austin, Texas. Through the gap on the right side, the 1-out knock from Kobe Boulware. (2011), the last time Texas won the Big 12. The last time the Longhorns also hosted a regional. That first step on the road to Omaha. They hosted a super regional in 2014, but had to open up the tourney on the road at Rice. Runner goes. And Boulware in safely to second base.
Fielder's indifference.
Outside to make it 2-1. A team that started off with a brutal non-conference schedule and was 9-9 going into Big 12 play. 1 out away.
This crowd knows it. They come to their feet.
Great scene here in Austin. This is for you. Pitch by pitch, inning by inning. Texas has won the Big 12. They knew what they needed to do this weekend. And they did.
The first game, as we talked low on Tuesday night, I felt like the first game would be so important. And Nolan Keegan set the table for the weekend where he goes to the distance. It allows you to rest your bullpen, and then the bullpen was perfect. Did not give up a run the rest of the weekend. And that's how you sweep.
As that hard work right there.
Yeah, Texas, like I said, they knew coming in. If they lose one game, the possibility of not winning the conference, now not hosting a regional, I believe this is going to solidify a regional here in Austin.
I do too.
For Texas. And just it's a great story because knowing what you had to do. And like you said, with Andy McGuire's trials and Josh Sawyer's and everybody, and this team really pulling together and doing what it took this weekend to bring a championship back to Austin.
And that staff is tight-knit. And the crowd is right. They are the Big 12 champs. And David Pierce lifting it up. A sight for sore eyes here in Austin, Texas. It could not be possible without that guy, Cody Clemens. The way he has delivered all season long. Tough to have the last name Clemens and truly make a name for yourself. And Cody Clemens has done just that, and this is junior year. The walk-off home run last night gave Texas the series win. They came into this one needing a win to clinch the Big 12 and feeling really, really good about their opportunity to host. And once again, Clemens delivered with a 2-run home run. Matteo Bocchi from Parma, Italy. His family in town from overseas to see this moment. And it is a victorious rendition of the Eyes of Texas. Cody has himself a championship. We'll talk to him when we return as Texas clinches it on top of the Big 12 yet again. A title and then a team photo. Texas sweeps the series against TCU, taking game 3, 7-3. Welcome back to UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Lower Galindo here with Keith Borland and Greg Swindell. And this has been a fabulous story as Texas claims its first Big 12 championship since 2011. And again, this was a team that started off the year 9-9. Coach Pierce thought it was a high-risk, high-reward, non-conference schedule. Ultimately, the record wasn't great coming out of it, but it put them through a gauntlet to get them prepared for a Big 12 run, and they did what they were supposed to do.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, again, you play 5 seasons, as Coach Greedo talks about it. They found a way early in the season to regroup, so to speak, and then they found some unusual people, as we were talking about, to fit into certain spots. And then you had one player have an outstanding All-American year in Cody Clemens, and that's what it turns into. It's his championship.
Well, that's why you play those types of schedules. They know what the grind it is to play in the Big 12. And when you play the Stanfords and the Arkansas, go to LSU's, you prepare yourself, whether good or bad, whether you win or lose, you're preparing yourself for that grueling conference schedule, and it paid off.
Cody Clemens went through one stretch, 4 at-bats, 3 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, he's seeing beach balls up there. He's locked in today. Hit one to left center to use the wind, but a guy we got the ice man. I don't know if he got all of it.
And Coach Pierce loves those. He's putting up the hook 'em. Hey, he's still nimble. 5th regular season conference championship for David Pierce. Talk about delivering. I mean, that's a hard position to be in. You arrive at the University of Texas, and you are following the greatest coach of all time in Augie Garrido. And in year number 2, he wins the Big 12 championship.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that go into that. I mean, yes, I think he pushed further along what Coach Garrido was doing. That's the first thing. Then he injected his own style in that, too. So I think that's one of the other things that you have to do. You sort of have to take a blend of what's been going on and blend it with your ideas and your style. And then he got guys to buy into it. Let's just be honest. I mean, that to me is one of the big things.
Came in year 1, and they moved the fences in. He came in and did some things, changed some things that hadn't happened to the university in a long time. and it's definitely paid off.
Cody Clemens in May, 412 batting average, 6 home runs and 11 RBI. That's not too bad, Cody. You're out of breath, my man.
Yeah, it's exciting down here, you know. Unbelievable. So happy we could have done this, especially for Coach Pierce. He canceled practice tomorrow, so we're pretty excited about that. But yeah, we're having fun down here.
So what was the magic with this team?
You know, everybody, like I said last night, everybody has faith in one another. Blair, you know, went out there, he did what he had, and you know, maybe he didn't have his stuff today, but we have kids in the bullpen that can pick him up, and you know, we're just going to keep tacking on runs. Our offense has been really good this year, and you know, we kept doing our thing, and look at us, we're Big 12 champs.
Cody, that feeling when you hoisted that trophy up in front of everybody there.
It's unbelievable. Another thing that you dream about when you play in baseball, I mean, Big 12 champs, I'm excited that we can do this for, you know, not only Austin, but all the UT students. And the fans out here, they're unbelievable. It's a packed house today, and you know, we're looking forward to, you know, moving on to Big 12 tournament and postseason, and hopefully we can get that regional spot host here.
Yeah, what statement do you think this makes in terms of your chances and the reason why you think you should be a regional host?
I believe that we should be. I mean, we've been grinding this past month. You know, we beat Tech, you know, swept TCU here, Big 12 champs. You know, we've shown everything that we can, and I'm hoping the guys see that and give us the host.
Hey, enjoy the top of that tower lit burnt orange tonight.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I'm excited.
Well, Cody, it's been fun all season long. Congratulations on a great year. Still more to come in that Big 12 championship. Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Absolutely, thank you, guys.
The hardware there, and this staff, when they first arrived, you could tell just how tight-knit they are. They have been together. Phil Haig, Sean Allen, David Pierce, Philip Miller, since the jump. I mean, this is their staff, and they coordinate so beautifully, delegate. It's just been fun to watch this all come together, as there is the man gone forever, Nolan Kingham.
Get him a headset.
That lucky headset from last night paying off. And again, this is the atmosphere that you come to the University of Texas to play in front of, right?
No doubt. I mean, this is what you play to win championships, and they got the first of 5 under their belt.
Yeah, we played here, and we're just as proud.
Yes.
Texas, Big 12 champs. Augie, that's for you. Up next, potentially hosting a regional right here in Austin, Texas. Thanks for watching Texas Baseball on Longhorn Network. Texas atop the Big 12.